Hey everybody, this is Ricky with Beers with Aging Nerds and the whole rest of the podcast crew. We got Ryan, Isaac, and Seth.
Yep. Yo.
Is it backwards? Yeah, the camera's flipped around, so it's a little confusing, but hopefully we'll be okay. So this week, I believe, is episode 12. Well, I don't know, because I started doing the mini-sodes and I stopped. We didn't have the mini episode name for the last episode we did.
Yeah.
And wasn't mini at all because it ended up being an hour long. we were here forever just talking about stuff, so it was hilarious. But around episode 12-ish, we'll say. This week we have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get on into it. We're gonna go a little bit out of order. Let's start with events. Do I do any beer events? I did too. That's already. Maybe I should have saved this for later. I guess none of you guys made it to the McMinnon's thing or the
You guys went on a Friday.
Yeah.
Normal people work on Fridays.
I know. I did too, but I left really early.
Oh yeah, that's a nice little.
I probably would have gotten there and there'd only been like an hour, half an hour left.
You'd be surprised. Allison and Michael hung out there for quite a bit.
But you guys left.
Yeah. Well, I woke up at 2 a.m. that day. For some reason, and couldn't go back to sleep. So I just got up, and then it made it very hard to stay awake past 9:30. I fell asleep in the car on the way home.
Nice.
But, okay, so I'll start with events. I went to both of them in Olympia. We went to the Children's Museum Adult Swim thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty fun. It kind of reminded me of, like, the museum thing that they do here. Mm-hmm. Or, like, it actually kind of reminded me more of the one they do at Fort Nisqually every, like, 3 times during the summer. It was cool. I had some disappointing beers, and the one that most disappointed me because they never disappoint was Three Magnets. I had like 2 beers from them, and they were both awful. They were just bad. Like I dumped out one, and I tried part of Michael's, and I was like, "These are bad. These are not good beers from Three Magnets," and I don't know what they were doing.
Which ones were they?
I don't remember. One was a wit, a Belgian wit, and then the other one I don't know. Butt juice. It was disgusting. That was one I had. I dumped it almost immediately. I think it was IPA, but that can't be right. They can't make bad IPAs.
They might.
Apparently. So that was a little disappointing. But overall, it was a fun event. Got to try some cool breweries I'd never seen before. And then the last one was the McMinimans thing. The McMiniman thing was fun. The food's great. The environment's cool. It's always killer to hang out with. They have too many breweries that are only okay there for a beer fest type thing, like Dick's. Oh, I shouldn't be calling people out, but whatever. Dick's, Harmon's.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
I'm gonna do it. There was a couple other ones where I was just like, this is an okay beer. So there was a couple beers that were good, and then a lot of beer that was kind of like, I don't need to drink more of this. So it was a little disappointing, but the event's still a ton of fun. And I told Amanda, I was probably a little more because I got a little sassy on the way home. I was like, everything was undrinkable. And then the next day I was like, it was fine. Most of the beer was okay. I just didn't have anything that blew my mind was the problem. But yeah, I guess there was one. Dank Juice by Jones Creek Brewing was really good. And then Hella Dank was pretty good. Okay, let's crack open one of these beers.
Yeah, where should we start?
Let's start with the slam.
The slam.
Start off with a slam dunk.
So I'm excited for this beer.
Yeah, you brought this one back.
Yeah, brought this one back from Delaware, where you actually have to go into a liquor store to buy beer. And that was a weird experience for me. Walking up and down the grocery store aisles, I swear I've gone to all of them.
There has to be.
Where is the beer? Do they not sell beer here? And then my dad said, oh, yeah, you have to go to the liquor store. I was like, what state are you from, Dad?
Oh, we did that.
You're like, is this Utah?
Yeah, what? Exactly.
I think we did the same thing. I'm trying to think if we were in Victoria. I think we might have been in Victoria. And we went to a grocery store and walked everywhere 6 times. And was like, am I missing the aisle? And they're like, oh, we don't sell beer.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wild. Although, having said that, the liquor store had an amazing selection of Northeast brews. And they were super professional about it. I told them, hey, I was looking for this slam beer that my friend wants to get, and he's like, oh, you're standing right next to it, it's by your shin. I was like, oh, sweet, look at that. And then I said, oh, and I want to try the Game of Thrones beers because we had the promotion or the big season opener coming up. He's like, oh, that's by your hip, it's right there. So everything was in 3 feet of where I was standing. It was really cool.
Nice.
How about a good cider? Oh yeah, it's just right there.
So this is Big Oyster Brewing, and the only reason I gave you this, asked you to grab me this one, is because I found it on Beer Advocate. They have like a top 10 list or something, and I was just like, this one sounds cool, and I had you grab it. I'm not disappointed either.
No, me neither.
That's
That's
solid.
You grabbed me a 4-pack. I drank one, and I gave the other two to my coworkers because they're new coworkers. So I was like, hey, let's give them beer so they know who I am. I'm a beer guy.
There you go.
Start off on the right foot.
All right.
Oh, very smooth.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Very nice. What is it? Is
It's
it
pretty
It's
sweet.
an IPA, right?
Yeah.
Probably Northeast.
It's got a good little hoppy bite to it,
Yep.
but not too bad.
No, by no means. Okay, let's jump into what beer people have been drinking. Oh, you know what? Let's do breweries real quick because I only have one. I don't know where else stands.
I've got a cup. Well, I've got one. I guess it's one true brewery and then a brew pub. I went to Headless Mumby actually with you, Ricky.
Oh, yeah?
And they specialize in like German style lagers. I think is primarily.
I would say German style lagers or
Headless
almost
Mumby?
maybe
Yeah.
English lagers.
Belgian. I thought it was Belgian.
Belgian
Does it say
hoppers?
Belgian straight up
I have no idea.
on the sign? I'm pretty sure it does.
I should have paid attention.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of Monkless. Never mind.
It's
Yep.
I
I don't know
it's
why I
German.
get the wires
German
crossed,
or
those two.
English or something like that. It kind of gave me an English vibe to it, but yeah. Either way, lagers. It's like everything is a lager.
Yeah. It was. There was. I think there was one. There was a couple that I thought were okay. I'm not a huge lager fan. You know, I guess if I want a lager, it's gonna be like some like hot
Rainier.
afternoon where something where it's kind of like water, but you know you want a little bit. But it was pretty decent. Actually, I thought the place was cool. It was the first time I'd been in there, and I thought kind of the building was really nice, and it was a cool place to hang out. So
Parking's a
that
little
was
hit or
cool.
miss.
yeah, that's true.
But-
And then go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
And then the other place I went to was Le Connor Brew Pub or Brewing. I think it's technically in Mountain Vernon, Washington. I went up there for the Tulip Festival, and they had a really solid list of beers that they made. Had a really nice oatmeal stout that was like 8%, and then we also had like a vanilla bean infused
Ooh.
oatmeal. I think it was another type of oatmeal stout. So, anyways, those are both really good. So I had a good experience there. Had a cool outdoor area and really cool vibe going there too. So I would recommend that place if you're in the area.
I
Nice.
feel like oatmeal beer, it's either really good or not good at all.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Yeah, it can be like really watered down and kind of
Yeah.
got some funk to it if you
Yeah.
get a bad one. But the good ones are some of my favorites.
Delicious.
Yeah, it was really good. It had a kind of a light oatmeal taste, and then just had a kind of a long finish with a little bit of different flavors as you went through.
Nice.
So yeah, solid beers.
Did you guys
Um,
visit any breweries?
No, I haven't been able to do any visiting much as I wanted to, but in the coming weeks I'll probably set my game up.
Nice. Yeah, no, about the weather's getting nicer. It makes it a little easier to get outside and get some breweries in.
Yeah, definitely makes it easier staying around in Seattle after work.
Oh yeah.
I will give a shout out to Well 80.
I was about to say that's
Yeah.
that's the only one I have on my list for brewery.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we were there.
Yeah, we're there. I got the oh man, I'm not gonna be able to think of it.
You got the
Starts with a D.
Dunkelweiser?
Dunkelweizen, something like
Is
that.
it-
No,
No, you didn't. You got the
It was a Doppelbock.
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 Yeah,
there we
you
go.
The
Yep, that was
Doppelbock.
it. It was actually really good. I was impressed by it. I got 2 of them.
Nice. Yeah, you did. I was gonna say we got the we both ended up getting the
It was a barrel aged. It was aged in bourbon barrels and wine barrels, right?
yeah.
It
what
was
that?
Wine barrels.
was it a barley wine?
No, that's the second one you got. Was
Oh
the
yeah, I
barley
did.
wine.
I ended up getting the barley wine. That one was much better. The
Yeah.
first one I did not care for at all.
I
I
can't
think it
remember-
was it was like a stout or
Oh,
strong ale.
Strong ale.
Strong ale.
That's what I'm saying. It just came to me too.
Yeah, it was a strong ale.
The strong ale, yeah, it was strong. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't bad. It just wasn't. It was a little too winey. I would say a little too
Yeah.
much wine flavor to it.
Yeah,
Seriously, it was.
Yeah.
Had
like
a
a
lot of
hard
like grape
red
spice
wine.
to it.
Yeah.
And then they put up the Ho River, and I wanted to grab that, but at that point, I didn't want to drink any more beer. I was pretty wore out already. It was a long weekend. Yeah, that was a really long weekend, and I was tired. All right.
The girls like the wine beer though. I gotta say, didn't Lindsay like it?
She might have.
I think Jasmine liked it.
I don't know. I strongly disliked it, so that's the only thing I can remember.
Same here.
Strongly.
You were strongly against it, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It was strong. Strong ale was not strong for you.
But to be fair, I've had other, like stouts and things that were aged in wine barrels, and I didn't care for those. So
Yeah.
it might just be a personal preference.
Like, how do you feel about wine in general?
I like red wines.
Oh,
I do not like wine flavored beers.
Yes. Have you had a Flanders before? They're a little more sour.
Flanders, but I don't know if I've had any that were aged in wine barrels.
We had one from Firestone Walker, and I think it was aged in a red wine barrels. And it was like I grabbed it because I was like, oh, Firestone Walker. And I didn't know idea what a Flanders was. And I took a sip and I was like, oh, no, I made a mistake. I was not ready for a sour. And even you got to the point where Amanda was drinking it and she's like, I can't drink this. This is even too sour for me. I was like, all right, dumping it. And that sucks because that's like a $14 beer. And I was like, well, what are you gonna do?
Oh, the other one that we had was that Dogfish Head that we had on the podcast that was aged in wine barrels.
Oh yeah.
And it was I think it was an Imperial Stout in wine barrels, and I also did not care for that one. And I think I had a Prairie Bomb that was aged in wine barrels. Another one that I was really excited about and didn't care for. So I might have learned my lesson by now.
It might be wine bottles.
I may have learned that lesson.
Okay, so this one is actually a trade from my buddy Eric.
Mix these up?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not sick. This one actually, it's a little older. It's like I probably got it around Christmas time, so it's not as fresh as it usually is. It's by Great Raft, and they make some really, really good beers. I've had like 4 beers from them because of Eric. They're all solid.
This is
it's a Baltic Porter.
Baltic Porter.
And part of the reason it's sad is because I'm not really positive how I feel about Baltic Porters.
They're a little saltier, aren't they?
We
not
are
bad, though.
Breaking the rules. This is properly poured in a tulip glass at 48 degrees.
Whoa.
Oh, that's really good, actually.
8% ABV.
Has a little bite at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's solid.
Oh yeah, it's got like a bitterness.
Yeah, a little bit bitter at the tail end of it.
Oh,
Smells
this is a
really good.
Louisiana beer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
My buddy's from Texas, but he gets a bunch of that stuff.
Wow, that's smooth.
Yeah. With a little bite at the end.
Yeah, a little bite at the finish.
All right, let's start jumping in beers we've drank. I have a ridiculous list, so we could kind of round robin it. Let's start with.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Ryan, let's start with you.
So
Like do like 1 or 2, and then we'll pass it around and kind of go around. Just see what we
I
got.
tried a horrible beer. Don't go with the Budweiser
Oh,
Jim Beam beer. I tried that.
Oh, that
And
sounds
I was
terrible.
Like, well,
Well,
you only live once. I'll try it out, and yeah.
there's
not
definitely a
good.
part of me that would, if I saw it, I would grab it just because I'm like, I gotta try it.
Yeah, just to see what it tastes
What
like.
what type of beer is it?
Budweiser.
It's just a
I think
lager?
it's just a
Yeah, it's
Budweiser
just
lager.
and,
aged in
you know,
Jim Beam.
Jim Beam, yeah.
Aged in a barrel, a lager
Yeah.
aged in a barrel. Wow,
Yeah, so
doesn't
I
sound
don't-
good.
It could.
after you start drinking them, they finally start to get okay. But
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
how
it's
many
like-
yeah.
how many
As
in did you have to get before they started tasting
that
good?
8% or that 10% starts kicking in, and you're like, this isn't the worst beer I've ever had.
yeah, so but at first taste it was pretty bad, pretty bad. I instantly regretted my life decisions.
I'm so glad you sent me that picture so I could post it. People were like, oh my god. A guy up in Seattle I follow, he was just like, yuck. I was the same thing. You sent me that picture, I was like, oh my god, no. But I saw that one pop up on Instagram a bunch too when it came out. They had like a big bottle in a wood case that was like going for
Oh,
like
wow.
$20 or something,
Jesus.
$25. But I was like, it's fun
No, it was
to
like-
grab. Idea is interesting. I would never spend $25.
It's like the
on
one
No.
chip challenge.
Well,
Yeah.
mine wasn't that much. It was like
that was awesome though.
12 pack for like $9.
Yeah.
So
They were
wasn't, like,
basically
horrible.
giving it away for free.
yeah. So and then I've tried some Elysians today. Before I came, I went to Bevmo to grab this puppy, and
you
they
pre-funked
had
before the
well,
podcast.
they had samples, and they're like,
Oh,
"You want some
gotcha.
free beer?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I love when Bevmo. That's the best part about Bevmo is when they do the samples.
Yeah, so they had their samples. They had their like orange fuzz, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
orangey.
The
It
orange
was
super
good.
fuzz.
A little orange. Then they have a new release that they came out with.
Ooh.
I forget the name of. I got a sticker for it too, but it's a lager. It's actually really good for a lager. Like
Hard pass.
not like it's worth buying. I would definitely buy it again. For a lager, it doesn't taste like a normal lager.
Fair enough.
It has actual taste to it, and it's really good. And the other two are just gross and sour.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
that time of year. Sours are huge right now.
It was like some chocolate sour
My favorite time of
raspberry beer, and it was just like chocolate and then super sour. I was like, oh, I can't do that.
Wait. Which one was it? Which one was
It
it?
was like chocolate raspberry beer.
Yeah, I think I had that.
Yeah.
I was a fan.
Yeah, and the guy was like explaining, he was like, this one's really sour. I'm just like drinking, like, oh yeah, real sour. I can taste it.
Yeah.
It's not bad, yeah, sure. Just trying to be nice.
That's
and then
hilarious.
the only other beers I've tried was at the Grandma Thrones party at your house
Oh yeah.
with the
I'm trying to think what all we had
barrel
going.
aged.
We have a picture of it.
We had.
Oh yeah, we had a Matryoshka
King of the North
from Fort George, and then we
Yeah.
also had some omegang.
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 Oh my gang's awesome.
Omegang.
I forgot to start the timer, so I have no idea how long we'll be
tasty.
going.
Probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice. Good night.
That's this one, right?
Yeah, because we didn't have the two on the right. Yeah, I think we didn't have the two on the right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
what's this one?
Yeah, that is
That's Johnny White Walker
Yes.
Scotch.
Oh, how fucking
Quite
hilarious.
delicious.
Johnny White Walker.
It's a special edition
Yeah.
of a Johnny Walker.
Yes, of course it is.
Yes. So we had some.
Hilarious. Let's go on. Isaac, go ahead. What beer have you had?
well,
or do you have a short list?
I mean, it's a short list.
Yes,
But
sir.
I'll get in the round robin.
All right, go throw down like one or two, and then we'll
Yeah.
jump over.
You should just take 2 on your turn.
I could do like 4 on my turn, but I even
Alright,
limited
yeah.
my list of how many beers I posted.
So yeah, I made the trip over to Philadelphia and Delaware. It was a real quick trip, just a weekend. And when we flew in, I hadn't done any research beforehand because it all happened so fast. But I was talking to the Enterprise guy, and I told the Enterprise guy, I was like, "Hey, what kind of breweries? Like, if I have time to hit breweries when I'm here, what breweries would I hit?" And he goes, "Dogfish Head, of course." It's like, okay, well,
And that's your dad's
of
favorite, right?
course, yeah, it is my dad's favorite. So we never actually ended up hitting a brewery, but we did get a lot of Dogfish Head beer when we were there. And Yards Brewing is a Philadelphia-based
I've had
brewing
Yards.
company, and they had a really cool thing going on, kind of a gimmicky thing, but I thought it was still pretty cool. They've got
So close.
it's called Ales of the Revolution, and
Oh,
so
nice.
they found
yeah.
they like legit found recipes that were written by Ben Franklin and George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, and they remade the recipes with some tweaks. Had the Jefferson one; it was tasty.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so here I'll jump in. I'll start with 2. I have a total of 7, and these are like my top. So
I'll pare my list down.
okay, so let's start with Block 15 Animal Cookies. That was one.
name.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It looks like the old school Animal Cookies box style. That the red, but it has hops in each one. That one is really really good. I had this one. I think would probably be the top one I've had in the last month. Would be the Toppling Goliath, the Skulls and Money IPA. It was so good. I have another one in the fridge. Usually when I get the doubles from Tavern, one of them is gonna be for trading, and I was like, I'm not trading this one. I'm gonna drink this one because it was so good. I was like, no trade. This one's mine forever.
All of mine.
Let me pass it off to Seth then. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh wait. Before you go, let's talk about this beer.
Oh yeah.
So this is a coffee porter by R.S. Taylor, right?
Taylor
Here.
and Sons.
Taylor and Sons, and I think it's called Kanushki Coffee Porter. This is another. Oh, this one's low. We should start with this one. This is a 5.0. It's R.S. Taylor Brewing Company. Yeah, and it's another Tavern one. I don't remember much about it, honestly. I had it at one point, but I really don't remember it.
Out of Queensbury, New York.
It's got like a coffee taste, but I get like a little bit of a metallic.
Yeah, it might be a little aged also. I don't think it's that one. This one's that old. This one's only shouldn't be much more than a month old, but it does definitely have that little older taste to it.
Yeah, I gotta say I like Tavern. I mean, I like you having Tavern.
Yeah. I have a lot. I went to a little bit of a spree on Tavern because there was a lot of stuff releasing at once, and now I'm like, all right, I gotta take a break on Tavern. Although they had a sour. Amanda showed me a sour that they posted, and I was like, if that pops up, I'll grab it because I know Isaac will like it, and I wanted to grab it for Amanda. And I even though I don't like sours, I want to get into sours because it's they look so cool.
They
But
do.
they have the best pours, but I just have no interest in sours. But I was gonna grab it if it popped, but never popped for whatever reason. It never came up. So, but yeah. So this one, I don't know. It does have a little metallic taste. I kind of, I bet if I looked on Instagram, I'd have a similar review of it. So, it's okay. Go ahead, Seth.
All right, I'm gonna just run through my list before we round robin back. So I had a couple of Matryoshkas that were partially a gift for my birthday, which was great. We had the Cocoa Nib Matryoshka. These are from Fort George, and then the vanilla and it was vanilla and coconut. And that one.
That's one I had on tap. That one was awesome.
That one was by far my favorite.
Yeah, I think it was
so that was
amazing.
great. Let's see what I have. I actually had a 2018 Abyss that was a little bit of a letdown, but I frankly screwed up the order and I had it after the Matryoshka, so it might have ruined my taste buds. Let's see.
You know what? I'll say it. The Abyss is only okay.
I've heard they used to be better, and I've had a 2017 that I really liked, and the 2018 just didn't do it for me.
They had an event at Red Hot. They're doing all the barrel age. Who is that? Deschutes, right?
It's Deschutes, yeah.
And that one, and I think I did 2017 and 2016. They're already for barrel age. They already end up having that kind of metallic-y taste that this had.
Right. Yeah,
but
that's
on the
really
tap,
what it
and
had.
you're just like, come on. And I was like, this is weird. So it happened in the bottle for sure, I imagine.
Yeah. The 18 definitely had it. We had this. I think we had a 17 when we went out for Ryan's birthday, and I like that one better. But yeah, it's not as good as some of the other ones that I've had. Let's see. One of my most favorite that I've had is from, I believe it's from Oscar Blues. It's called the Bambarana. It's a barrel aged. And it's like made with figs and chocolate, and it was amazing. Let's see, what else did I have? I'm gonna name just one more, and then I'll be done. I actually had a Breakside salted caramel stout that was made with salt and caramel from Salt and Straw.
Mm-hmm.
Ice cream
oh
company.
my god, I love Salt and Straw.
I know, Salt and Straw is so
It was pretty good. So yeah, those are the ones that I've had recently that I really enjoyed.
That trip to Seattle is still one of my favorite things. When we went to Little Woody.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm not that hungry, guys. I'm just gonna have one burger. And then you got a second burger, and then you went. You're like, I shouldn't eat anymore. Oh, I'll get some ice cream. It was so good. That was one of the funniest moments. That was one of my favorite Seth moments ever because it was so hilarious.
The appetite just kept building.
Yeah, you're just like, I guess I can eat another burger. We're like, okay, go for it. Okay, so I had a beer the other night from a brewery called Single Cut. It's not brewery, it's another term. It doesn't matter. Single Cut something. And it was a DDH 18 watt that actually led me to buy another Single Cut that popped up on Tavern. But it poured thick. It was IPA. It poured thick. You could smell the hops almost immediately. But, like the glass is away from me as I'm pouring it, and I'm like, "Holy shit, this is gonna be a big one." It was awesome. It was so good. And then I had another LCB. I don't know. Keep talking about local craft brewing. The guy in California who hooks me up, Jason. He keeps everything he's given me from LCB has been amazing. So it doesn't matter which one I had from them. The beer that you got, the shorter one, or the 6-ounce can, is by Omnipollo, and we had a pecan mud cake, which was amazing. It was, it tastes like drinking. It was like drinking cake. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever had. And I have one more. I was just going by Pipeworks. Pipeworks Brewing. I had Unicorn versus Ninja, or Ninja versus Unicorn. It's honestly, it's a Instagram beer. It's from Tavern. I grabbed it. It was a lot juicier than I was expecting. It's definitely a high rating beer. It pours like a normal American pale, not hazy at all, but it has a really nice juice flavor. And I have a pale ale by them that I'm excited to try also. Finish us off.
Well, yeah, the other two kind of like standout beers that I had were both from Dogfish Head, and Monkless. I gotta say that Monkless Belgian ale that I had from them the other day that you posted on Instagram.
I was going to say, it's on
delicious.
Instagram. You can check it out.
Yeah, you can check that one out. Yeah, that was definitely
Beers
good.
of Aging Nerds.
As much as I ruined the pour on that beer, it was still all right.
It's okay.
But I had American Beauty from Dogfish Head, and that's apparently it's like an all-around. They have it all the time.
Is that the one with the Grateful Dead bears?
Yeah, it is.
I want to try that one.
Just so I can remember right here. And the other one I had was super funky. Had a funky picture on it.
Was it the dragon fruit one?
No, it wasn't the dragon fruit one. It was the one with the little like guy who's popping out of another guy. The Perfect Disguise. See the picture there?
Oh yeah. I think I tried that on. Is it IPA?
It is.
I tried that on tap.
Is it an IPA disguised as a Kolsch, or a Kolsch disguised as an IPA?
Man, now
I got that one because like my family doesn't really like IPAs, but I was like, I'm gonna sneak something like an IPA in here. So
I'm gonna get IPA like.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't disappointed. Dogfish Head puts out some really good beer.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're one of those breweries, like I would say, like New Belgium or even Deschutes, Sierra Nevada, who've been around forever, who who are putting out put out classic great beers, but they still every once in a while do something a little smaller, and then you're like, holy shit, this is a really good beer.
And they do a good job.
I forgot how good it was. Let's crack this bad boy open.
And down the hatch she goes.
This is Fort George Crystal Knife. It's not Crystal Knife. It's something weird, but it's like their Crystal Knife. Oh, we got dead air. Let me talk over this. I bought a 4-pack of this because anytime I see Fort George IPA, I'm gonna grab a 4-pack from now on because it's worth it, even if not for trade, for drinking alone. By yourself, sadly at nighttime.
Hey, you're playing with video games.
I was gonna say I said that very weird. I didn't actually mean to say drink alone, but just drinking in general. So this is Chris Knife.
They had good shower beer.
I drink alone.
They had a crystal. They had a Crystal Knife last summer. So this is Chris Knife. I don't know what the difference is. If I was gonna be completely honest, it's a fresh hop though.
Fresh hop IPA.
It smells good.
Oh, it does smell fresh.
Oh man, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. This is better.
That is really good.
Week 2 than week 1. Week 1 was good. Week 2 is better.
I feel like I could replace orange juice in the morning with this.
You could.
This is really good.
That aged amazingly. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Some fresh hops need a little time on the shelf. Like I would make an argument that big Block 15 sticky
hands.
I think it needs a little time. It's a little too fresh for me. It gives it too much of a almost a piney taste, and it's good, but it's not my favorite. And I think because this was good, not great. Now this is great.
That's good.
Yeah,
it's got a sweetness to it.
Yeah, this is nice.
Just the right amount too. It's not overwhelming like some of those cinnamon roll beers and crap like that we had a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that pastry!
Those pastries
every time I see
me.
one of my Instagram people post about Decadent, I'm like, I was like, I wanted to get back into Decadent, but that pastry stout pastry IPA ruined it for me. I was like, I haven't been able to, I keep seeing stuff pop up, and I'm like, I can't buy it because I was so bad.
Just point them toward this. Just say like, hey, you like Decadent? Try a actually good tasting.
That's really good.
Well, I think Decadent's trying to be like Evil Twin. Oh, you know, that's the funny thing. Okay, so you know Evil Twin, he's a twin brother with the guy that does Milker, Milker or KKER or something like that, which I thought was like an Austrian beer, but apparently they're in New York and they just hate each other, and it's really weird. Not it's a beer aside, but it's a beer fact that I had no idea about. I found it on Reddit, and some people think it's like a publicity thing, but they have this weird like sniping. Like one of them Evil Twin will build up Evil Twin or
Milker.
I don't think it's even L. You know, I think it's Mikker, Miker or Micker or something like that. I'll look it up in a second. But like one of them will open up a new brewery or brew pub, and then the next one will open up the one right next to it. It's super weird.
It's like the Lowe's Home Depot.
Yeah, but these are like twin brothers, and you see them, and they're actually twin brothers. I was like, oh, they're twins. I was like, this is weird.
That might be kind of smart though, because like Lowe's and you don't go to like Lowe's and then go to Home Depot to try what they have, but you do go to breweries one after the other.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there are 2 breweries there. We'll hit one up and then hit the second one.
Yeah, I remember like it being an amazing thing going to Matchless and then realizing, oh, Triceratops is just around the block.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Mick Keller. Like they're, oh my god, I just did maps instead of images. They have a very specific look.
He's an aging nerd.
He is aging.
Like all their cans have that very specific, that weird character
like
on
Picasso-ish.
Yeah, and like I guess there's just like weird twins that hate each other. Okay, so let's go before we go too much further into. You know, I was gonna ask you guys. It's been a while. Do you guys have any new breweries or stuff or beer you guys are looking forward to trying, or bucket list beers or something like that? I keep fulfilling all my bucket list beers.
Bucket list of beers. I think you're the only one out of all of us who actually has like, I need to drink this beer before I die.
I will say I'm running out a little bit more. Like there's still a few with like Other Half Brewing, 450 Northeast or Northwest or whatever that is. I had Monkish. Like it's the list has dwindled down, and I've got a lot more of those than I thought I would. So I'm less bucket listy right now. But like, okay, so for example, there's a brewery that's up in Edgewood, which is like 20 minutes from here, called Acorn. That looks really cool. That I'm gonna go check out. That's not really a bucket list. It's more one of those ones I'm like, I want to go check it out, and it's very possible. beer wise, I don't know if there's many beers. Oh, I'll come to that in a second. There's not too many beers I've been pining for recently. Okay. So it doesn't sound like you guys have anything. All right, so we have some quick upcoming events and news. Let's start with should we start with bad news or good news?
Bad news. Yeah.
There's two bad news. First, it's too close to the heart. Copper Doors closes doors.
Oh, what?
Kind of unannounced. It was last Sunday. Was his last night. As sad as that one is, I think the second one might be sadder for you and for everyone here. And well, maybe not for you, Ryan. Maybe for you. I don't know. You were on the podcast episode where we covered Puyallup River Brewing. Are getting close to being done. Their last beer is coming out on May 2nd at 5 p.m. at Rainier Growlers. It's called the last. You know what? I have terrible handwriting. It's not the last pint. Last pour or something like that. I can't remember. I looked it up beforehand and I wrote it terribly. It's the last something. But Puyallup River is closing its doors also. They're not really they're a brewery, but they don't have a location. But I don't know what the reason is, but they're gone too. Copper Door it sounds like the investor dropped out. But they were weird they expanded, and then I went in there after a while, and all the fridges that they expanded were almost always empty, and I was like, this is weird. So I don't know what happened there, but they may have tried to get too big for their britches. Okay, another upcoming event that's not sad news. So RIP, pour one out for Puyallup River and for Copper Door. All right, some good news. Top Rung is saying their 5th year anniversary. 5th year? Tomorrow?
Is it their 5th?
I don't know what year it is.
Tomorrow?
I think it's one of their
5th, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I should ask one of our friends. Her brother's one of the brewers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Is Top Rung in Olympia?
Mm-hmm.
Lacey.
No, it's in Lacey. It's by the
Lacey.
Start Climbing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I have been to Top Rung before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're actually going to start climbing, and then, not that we have fans enough who would be like, oh my god, let's go follow them. Start climbing, and then going to to Top Rung, and that's where we're going to be tomorrow to celebrate.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna dress as Ricky, and Ricky's gonna dress up as me.
And a wig, and they're like, "Who is this handsome fellow?"
Oh, he's gonna go get a haircut?
Maybe,
Yeah.
I'm gonna shave my head
I'm
and
gonna
grow
get
a
a
beard.
haircut. Yeah. I will be the haircut now of this team. A couple other things. Washington Brewer Fest tickets are available. That beer fest is in June 14th
that
through
in
16th.
Yakima?
No, Washington Brewer Fest is the one up in Redmond.
Oh, that's right.
You went there last year, right?
That's right. Yeah.
For Jasmine's
They
birthday.
had all the street food trucks.
No. Yes. Not her birthday though, but bachelorette
Had a
party.
barbecue chicken mac and cheese.
Oh,
amazing.
good. Yeah, good call.
So good.
Everything
I
they have
still
there.
think about it.
Yeah. you're like, I'm still dreaming about that day. I hope they have it again this year. Tumwater Artisanal Brewfest is coming up. Tickets aren't available yet, but it's on August 17th.
That one's
August
you don't
17th.
want to miss that one.
That's a good one.
No, that's a good one.
We
had
missed
to
it
miss it
last
last year, and it
Same
was a
here.
total bummer.
Oh yeah, you guys are. We're just gonna walk there from my house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
I'm-
like reinforced, extra stitched pants, so
Yeah.
that I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
tear them from crotch to
Oh,
leg.
I think it was the. Never mind. It was the pizza print undies that I like.
Oh yeah, yep. Showed them off.
August 7th. I'm putting it in my calendar.
Do it now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you did.
Wait, it's the 17th.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
What do you have?
I have Mount St. Helens Summit on my schedule.
Sounds like you have rescheduled that.
Oh
Since
no.
we're all walking from your house.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Or
give
you
you
just
guys
give
a
us-
key.
Yeah, give us the key so we can hang out there until you get back.
And we're gonna put a breathalyzer for the garage door so they have to blow a certain percent before people go inside.
Man, all right.
I'm just kidding.
I forgot. Let's crack open this last beer while I finish up the last couple
Accepted.
tab stories. McMiniman's Elk Temple, I believe, is open.
Oh,
The one in
I
Tacoma?
actually already reserved a room there for my anniversary.
Nice.
What?
That
Is
thing.
that the one? Where's that?
That's right.
Downtown.
Just
Like in that sweet building, right?
Yeah, just above Pacific and Odd Otter.
Don't they have like secret rooms in there?
Dude,
and
that well, you
There's
talked to
a
Molly.
secret-
it sounds
Molly
like-
toured it
Yeah.
before they opened.
I
Well-
knew there was a secret bar, but are there secret rooms?
There's like
Well-
all kinds of secret stuff.
And it sounds like
Oh,
they have
man.
a bottle shop there, which I didn't know about. I read that today. I was like, bottle shop in there? That's crazy. They have like 5 different breweries, or not breweries, but bars, different themed. Like there's like it looked like a jacuzzi room, but I can't believe I don't think that's right.
Isaac rented that room out.
Yeah, that's my room.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And then the last news thing I have is Tavr is doing a special beer release with Fremont called Thunder Kitty that will be available at the Fremont Urban Beer Garden August 15th from 4 to 7 and in the tap rooms and cans. I don't know. That's not really news. It just seemed interesting to me. I was like, Fremont?
Sounds great.
Yeah. I'll try anything from Fremont. Did you know there's a Fremont beer that is only released in Colorado?
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I don't.
What's it called? Pikes Peak?
No. Someone posted on Machine. Here, I can even look him up. Instagrammer posted it, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen that one. And he was like, it's only released in Colorado. Lucky when my friend sent it to me, I was like, that's amazing. But I don't remember why.
Is it any good?
I'd have to look it up. Oh, it's this one. It's the one with the green label. I was like, I've never seen that before.
This is green like license plate.
Oh, it looks amazing though.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think it's a barrel aged.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a Brett quad of some sort.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, I don't know why it was only released. I asked him. I was like, oh, I never actually saw that one. He's like, yeah, there was only released in Colorado. I was like, what?
That's interesting.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
that's just wild.
What is this thing? Bellhaven Brewery Scottish Ale.
Scottish, yeah. They're from Dunbar.
Oh
Scotland.
damn, I like that.
That's actually pretty
It's
good. Yeah.
malty. That's malty.
It's
as hell.
super malty.
Yeah.
This would be like with fries and vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking like fish and chips?
Yeah. Fish and chips.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Has a has a great smell.
It's super malty, but it's great.
Yeah. That's a really good pick again.
Yeah.
It's what, like 5.2%?
Is that what it's saying?
Yeah. That's what it's saying.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Original Scottish craft.
All right. Well, we're probably getting close to the end of this. I have one more little notice thing I printed off that we could kind of glance over.
Oh shit, this is from Scotland.
It's actual Scottish beer, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went in the British section.
Oh, that's cool.
Assuming that we
I
have.
feel bad for mocking the accent now. I wasn't mocking, it was
That was
respect.
great.
Well, you have red hair. You have to be a little Scottish,
Yeah,
right?
oh no, I
You
don't
got a
think
little
that's how
Scottish
it
in
works.
you?
Somewhere there's some.
Do you guys have any breweries or events or anything coming up that you're planning on visiting? We're doing the Top Rung thing tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to that. tomorrow.
Do you guys foresee any places you're going to try to visit before the month is up? Any breweries?
It's like 6 days.
Yeah, end of
Well,
April.
no, I'm sorry. Before our podcast month is up. It's like a fiscal year, but it's a podcast month.
Podcast month.
Before our next podcast, are there any breweries?
Between 1 and 2 months.
Yes. Sometime in the next 4 weeks to 8 weeks, we're going to have another podcast coming out.
I'll
What,
make
do
between
you guys have any?
1 to 3 visits for the next 30 days.
Yes.
So,
Are you guys looking forward to trying anything, planning anything? I saw all the tap rooms coming up on their anniversary again, right?
yes, they're releasing a new version of O Juice, which
Do you know when that is?
No, I don't, because I thought last year it was on April 8th, and that was their 3-year anniversary. So their fourth, and I might be mixing up because I know it's their 4th year anniversary. That's why
It be April 8th, right? Because
well, it's not because it's past.
I was supposed to say that far and gone.
So I don't know when their actual anniversary is, but it's coming up, and I think it's Oldie Tap Room's 4th anniversary, and I think they're doing like version 2 of O Juice,
I'm excited. I'm gonna grab a 4-pack this
which
time.
is
me
a
too. I'm
really
so
great
down.
double
I
IPA.
I made a mistake in not grabbing a 4-pack, and I was like, I'll be okay. And then I was like, I really regret not
I
grabbing a
cherished
4-pack.
it.
I drank
I had
mine
like
in 2
6
days,
on my birthday.
so it was good. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Remember,
I saw you for like 2 minutes. on your
there's a new
birthday.
variation of the O Juice
yeah, you
coming
guys were there for, like-
soonish. We're stoked.
It's like, where'd they go?
It doesn't have a date, but yeah, it's coming out. It says this was posted on April 16th. So
They had a band tonight.
I don't know. I can't do breweries and bands. It's just they're too small.
They had it outside.
Okay, that could work then. Because like Matches always post that they're doing some bands. I'm like,
Yeah.
it just it'd be echoey and loud. Like Odd Otter, every once in a while they're like
Yeah.
open mic or a
That's
kid
too much
night,
for
or
me.
it's just too small to do that kind of thing. And I love it, but it's just
I think
It's
they
too
were did.
loud.
I think tonight it was, and I could be wrong about this, but I think Casey Meehan was playing at the tap room. Shout out to Casey, because I know he doesn't listen to this podcast, but he's a great singer.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No, he's like a friend.
I was like, I don't know who this guy is.
No,
at
he's
all.
Casey Meehan,
but
you don't
he's-
know Casey
Yeah, he's
Meehan?
great. Yeah, shout out to Casey. I think he's playing tonight. I think for the procession of the species, the luminaries is tonight.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you guys plan to do that after going to Top Rung.
Oh no, I think it's today, right?
That's tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Then the luminaries is today. The procession of the species must be tomorrow.
What are you guys talking about?
It's like a I actually, my friend asked me what it was because he'd never heard about it. And I said it's like a I think what I told him was it's an Olympia hippie like paper mache parade with lights.
Okay.
Yes, that actually sounds exactly right, according to what I've heard. Apparently, they get real crazy with it. And you know how you get the Chinese dragons with
we went last year.
Poles and stuff. They do that with like dragons.
It's super
and
cool.
elephants. It sounds awesome.
It actually got rained on, and they still did part of it last year. It's like these crazy like light show things with lit up like paper mache creations. Anyways, super fun.
I don't remember what else we're talking about. I was asking you guys if there's anything you guys are looking forward to beer wise.
I mean, honestly, the thing I'm really looking forward to is the Tumwater Artesian Brew Fest. I'm not gonna be able to make the
August, though.
I know. Like the Redmond one, I poorly planned and got myself booked to go out of town on that weekend. So that was
damn
dumb.
Fool, Isaac. You damn fool.
No, my wife and her birthday.
Yeah, fair enough. It
How
is her
dare
day.
she.
Yeah, how dare she be born on a Father's Day weekend? Okay, well then we'll go through this real quick. This was a list of the top, all of Washington's brews based on the amount of production. So like the top 11 they made 10,000 barrels worth of beer. So the top 10 is top 11 is interesting. You have Silver City, Iron Horse. The top one is Georgetown, which I would never have guessed that one honestly. Elysian, I assume that would have been top. Fremont is 3, and like it gets a little weird because they have multiple breweries. Black Raven's on there at 11 with over 10,000 barrels.
That's because I bought a shit ton of their Coco Jones.
You're the one keeping them in
I'm keeping them on the list
Send this man a
all by
hat.
myself. I love that beer.
No Lie actually made it too. They're at number 10. Rubens made it, which isn't really shocking. Pike made it, which isn't shocking at all.
I feel like Rubens should be higher.
Rubens getting there. I think by next year they're going to be higher.
They make good beer.
Okay, so they're get the next 26 from 12 to 26 kind of interesting. You see some Fish Brewing on there, number 12.
Fish Brewing.
Fremont's on there again
Closing
because they
their
have a
doors,
second
but
one.
Still rolling out the brews.
Two Beer Brewing Company, which is cool because they've been putting out some heat. Seven Seas Brewing, we know them.
Mm-hmm.
Matchless made it on there.
Wow.
Yeah, it has a star, so I'm assuming it's the Gig Harbor one. I don't know. Mollusk made on there, which I'm actually really shocked by that one. I saw them for the first time at the Brewfest last year, and they had the glitter beer, and I was like, oh, I've never heard of Mollusk. And then I tried them, and I was like, this glitter beer is not that special. But apparently they're on the top 26 of breweries production in Washington. And then you start getting down. This was where when it's under 5,000 barrels, it's a lot that you've probably seen. Dick's Brewing's on there. Port Townsend, Cloudburst is on there, which is actually really shocking since that's so hard to grab Cloudburst beer. Airways is on there, which is badass. They're in Kent.
Caution's on there again.
Oh yeah.
And then you get under that, and this is where actually this isn't the small. This is when you get down to like the small breweries.
Less than 500.
Yeah, less than 500. I bet Odd Otter's on here somewhere. I saw a Dystopian on here at some point.
McMenamins is on there.
Yeah. They're probably on there like 6 times since there's like 17 McMenamin breweries up here. Excuse me. Half Line made it. That's your guys, right? Am I mistaken? That's the right one, right?
Yeah.
Because then there's one in Seattle. I can't remember what it's called.
Top Rung.
Top Rung's on there?
Oh, they're under 1,000 barrels.
That's not bad though. But yeah, it's an interesting list. This like I found out that Washington Brewfest or Washington Beer does a blog, and so does Taver. So that's interesting. So I'm gonna start checking those out more. All right. It seems like we are probably getting close to the end of this. Unless you guys have any final notes, anything fun you have planned, just in general, non-beer wise.
No,
are you a Diva main?
Am I a Diva man? Oh, I am.
Diva main.
No, I'm no main. I'm terrible at that game. Honestly, I play it all the time, and then I just stopped, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm terrible. If I had a main, it would probably be Anna. But realistically, right now, my main is Division 2. So
there you go.
That's the life I live. I've been thinking about doing, and you might be interested in this since you play a good amount of video games on and off, is doing like a streaming night type thing. I don't know what that would look like. I almost did it last night, where I was like, bust out, just do some streaming and be like, oh, this is beers with aging nerds. We're gonna stream some video games with you guys if you want to watch.
Dude, we should fucking play D&D and drink beers.
We could do that too.
Crack open beers.
See, we should do that in real life though. We should just get everyone together.
This is your opportunity to create a campaign, and then all of your like NPCs are named after beers.
Well, okay, that would be a little tougher. I had an idea of creating
think so. A lot of options to choose from.
Hops Mosaic. I had an idea of a campaign at one point that I need to flesh out, but I haven't really sat down with it for a while. But I have an idea, so I'll maybe I'll make that happen. Okay, either way, now I'm starting to ramble because I've had enough beer. Called it a night. But I'm going to keep drinking.
We need to plan a camping trip.
Camping trip so we can drink all the beer?
I've got a place reserved at Dash Point on May 11th.
I love how the end of our podcast always turns into us planning stuff.
Yeah, planning camping trips. What other trips do we hit, guys?
Well, I mean, everybody can look at Instagram on that night and see all the crazy beers that we take pictures of.
Yeah.
True.
It's true.
It's a thing. It links back together.
Yes.
I'm actually
May 11th.
not
a little Dash Point camping if y'all are down.
It's quite a far distance away, but I'm going down to California next year with my mom for her 60th birthday, and I'm gonna hit every brewery I can. Electric, Kings.
Part of California?
Right next Anaheim, right next to Disneyland. We're gonna be at a condo down there, and I will be drinking all the beer. Amanda will drink some of the beer, and my mom and my dad will be like, my son drinks too much beer, and I'll be like, you raised me to this.
Is this that same place that before?
No, it's I don't remember what it's called. It's not quite that one. It's close though, so pretty close to that one.
You keep it in the know.
I'll let you know.
Are inviting us.
Oh, I'm not sure I'm inviting. It's for my mom,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm not sure I can invite people.
Ricky's mom.
But I
You
will
watch
meet.
the podcast.
I am gonna meet up with.
Invite Isaac.
I'm calling out right now. I'm gonna meet up with my buddy down in California who works at Disneyland, Jason Hayes, or his name on Instagram is Hayes Hunter 84 with some underscores in there. All right. Either way, this is getting rambly now. Let's call it. This has been a fun little podcast. Possibly episode 12. Possibly episode 13. No, you don't clap at the end. You clap at the beginning. Just sync it up. We haven't had that forever.
No, but it's still alive in our hearts.
Yes.
We have a new emblem, or
Lives on
what's that thing
forever.
called? Logo.
Logo.
We have a brand new logo. Possibly some more that I could throw around there to rotate through. So I don't even know what Seth is doing anymore. I'm gonna get some. Eventually, I might pay Fiverr to get us an intro and outro music. But either way, we're be here again in a month-ish. What do you guys think? Month?
I feel like we should
We're talking
do it
about
sooner.
we're talking about May.
Well, yeah, Sometime in May.
I could do one early May if anybody want to come over. Okay, my fridge is literally full of beer. If you guys want to come over and we can do a mini-sode, I don't mind setting up for that.
I feel
Just
like
let
we
me
should
know.
plan like a week or 2 weeks or both.
2 weeks? You want to say 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I can't see the calendar from here. Let's see what do you guys think of 2 weeks?
That's
I don't know if I can
camping
do
weekend.
If it's on a Friday, I'm
just
down.
talking about.
We're saying the 3rd or the 10th. 3rd is next week. That'd be stupid.
Yeah, 10th.
10th or 17th?
Talk about.
Yeah. Let's
Wait,
try
10th?
for both.
I'm gonna be out of town the 10th.
God.
But you guys can still do it.
yeah.
God.
I'm gonna be suffering on Mount Baker.
All right. Since you're all into mountain climbing now, how do you find the time? That's the real question.
Well,
I mean, I'm looking at your calendar. It doesn't look like you have the time to do anything.
I just have to put it on there.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
What's the 17th looking like for you?
the 17th. I'll be in Bellevue for a continuing education class.
Oh, that sounds like you could come down afterwards, though. Do a podcast.
Possibly. And then that Sunday, I'm doing the Capital City Half.
All right. Well, we'll plan one on the 10th, possibly. Is that what you guys? This other half of the table?
Yeah.
The cool
Yeah,
half
you
of the
guys can do
table.
it without me.
Down.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'll drink one for you guys on Baker.
we'll pour one out for you since
Yeah.
you're on
Yeah.
Mount Baker, and though you don't know your stats.
I'm going to
till
bring
you get
that
back home.
Bambarana. It's like a 12.5%er.
Nice.
It's like miles for your
You'll have to
ounces.
take like a little video so
Yeah.
we can post it.
And we'll post on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right. Either way.
Like, I'm trying this beer, guys.
Let's call this good. Thanks to everyone for watching, listening, and whatever you're doing. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This is, I don't know. Cheers. See you all later.
Dun, 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 dun,
All right.
dun, dun,
Stop
dun,
that. We'll
dun,
get copyright strike.
Aging nerds. Beer with aging nerds.